Here on the morning following the world premiere in Atlanta at the Fox Theater of the new movie 90 Minutes in Heaven, based on Don Piper's best-selling book, we have Rick Jackson, the founder of Giving Films, Michael Polish, the director of the film. Rick, I have to ask you, how is it that you made that decision to, as we might say, get into the movie business?
Well, it's kind of interesting. I've always been a movie buff myself and so forth, but and then I felt like there was an opportunity for professional films that are faith-friendly, faith-oriented, but that also would have a broader appeal. And so when this opportunity came along, it was a good first movie for our little production company, and so we jumped at the chance to try to do it.
The name of the company is Giving Films, and if I can use the word model, it is a very unique model with respect to your approach to the film and the distribution of the proceeds. Explain that for us.
Well, we're trying to do two things. Giving Film, we're trying to, because I'm an entrepreneur, I'm trying to develop a nonprofit organization that puts out films every year in order to give them away, to give hope, have a good message, and then to make a profit to give away. In this movie, all the proceeds or the profits of our ownership goes to charities, mainly in the Southeast, but all over the world internationally, mainly to support underprivileged children.
How did you and this gentleman to your right get connected?
Well, we got connected through a friend, of a producer friend of ours, and we met, I guess it was last November, so it was love at first sight.
Yeah, over barbecue.
Now, Michael, were you familiar with 90 Minutes in Heaven when you first took
I was familiar with the book. And then I was given the opportunity. There was a previous script written based on the book, which didn't have a lot of support from Don Piper. And I was able to take the novel and ask him if I could do a straight adaptation. And once I did that, we were looking for the blessings of somebody who would make the true story, and this is when I was introduced to Rick.
So you used the words straight adaptation.
Yeah.
Tell me about how you really wanted to remain true to the book, yet still bring it to life on the big screen.
You know, there's some pitfalls when you do real life stories, and sometimes you exacerbate different elements, or you want to really embellish things, and this movie didn't need it, because, as me and Rick always said, you sell 7 million copies, the story should be pretty good. What was missing was his wife, and when Eva's manuscript was published, I was able to balance this marriage.
Well, the movie, obviously, a central element of that is the whole heaven component.
Yeah.
And there could be a number of different ways that could be done. How did you reach the decision to treat the heaven component in the way that you did?
You know, this was a lot of discussion between me and Rick, and you know, what we decided was, what did Don Piper experience? What did he see? And we're going to do exactly as close. It's undescribable, actually, and so these are the words that we could get out of him and put them on screen.
Well, and there are a number of different elements. I know Don Piper, when you talk to him, he will say, you know, I want to tell people about heaven and how to get there. That obviously is a message in the film. But there, Rick, are other messages that people can take away from the book and that people can take away from the movie. What are some of those?
Well, there's so many, obviously, but I tell you what most people realize but don't realize is that when somebody gets hurt like Don, you know, the truck didn't run over him; it ran over his family. You know, the kids lost a father for a while. The wife lost a husband for a while. People don't know how to help somebody when they're like that, and it affects the whole fabric of the family and stretches it to the ends. And so I think that all families have struggles and things that happen to them. And then the question is, how do you respond to that, and how do you hang on to God's word and faith when sometimes it doesn't feel like it's worthwhile? And so I think the film is broader and has multiple lessons along that way.
And Michael, I know it can be very tricky
Right.
to make a true story or
Right.
a based on a true story
Right.
film. How did you maintain the accuracy of the
You know,
story?
keeping a close relationship with Don Piper and understanding what he went through, learning Eva through my wife, through Kate Bosworth, she was able to extract things that weren't in either of the books that were true. And that brought a sense of, I think that's what you see on the screen, and that's what you feel as we were able to get that tissue between some of those really, really, really tough moments.
90 Minutes in Heaven, the movie.com.
Yeah.
It premieres in theaters on September the 11th.
Yeah.
Director Michael
Thank you.
Polish
Appreciate
and
it.
Rick Jackson of Giving Films, the founder of that organization responsible for 90 Minutes in Heaven, the movie. Thanks, guys.
I appreciate
Thank you.
it. Thank you.
Appreciate it.